Hi, I'm Chris Walsh, CEO of Acadiasoft, and today I'm in conversation with Mike Lyons from PwC, an industry pioneer in agreement automation. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Chris. Nice to be here.
So as you know, Mike, Acadiasoft's been very involved in onboarding new margin rules. One pain point that has surfaced in the process has been the need for agreement automation. What do you think needs to change?
So there's obviously, that's a big question, but I think two words really summarize it for me. They're both pretty similar. One is standards and the other one is standardization. History tells us that good standardization and good standards will deal with complexity. And I think that's really what the industry needs. It needs standards that are good enough for this complex market and the delivery of those. And I think if we can move to those kind of standards, then we can do away with what I would call a dumb contract. So a dumb contract is something where at the end of the process, both sides sign the contract, but they're not really able to then replicate the terms of that contract in their systems and use that for trading and even for reg change.
It seems like the natural next step for standardization is in the agreement space. There's a lot more data, there's a lot more terms, but I think with the experience that's been built up over the industry, we feel confident that it can work. I can only imagine how the potential we could create if we can eliminate a lot of the mundane work, if we can eliminate the repetitive activity that's being taken, that's consuming the time of the lawyers. And if we can channel that towards additional risk reduction across the industry, it's a big opportunity, and I look forward to seeing if we can get that done.
Yeah, and I think, but my guess is that change needs one other element, really. Yeah. It's a platform to do that on. So having the opportunity to clean all that stuff up in a platform like Acadiasoft, it feels right to me. I mean, it feels like that's where it's going to get done, and I think that's a really interesting opportunity both for Acadiasoft and also for your clients.
No, we see what's critical in this particular space is that the data that's generated and the data that's digitized becomes available to downstream processes, and it's agreed. It's a golden source across parties, yeah. And it's hard to even imagine how you can deem one side of a bilateral agreement a golden source without an industry solution.
Yeah.
What's next? Where can we take it from there?
So I think it's really looking at extending the reach of agreements to cover more of the landscape for corporate and investment banks. Yeah, so going outside just the derivatives and clearing space into broader markets and products.
Yeah, we have 400,000 agreements on our agreement manager platform today. Now, they've been put in place in order to support the margin call process. So there's a limited amount of information, but what we're really excited about is, one, we already span those different classes. But secondly, the working group work that you've been part of has now expanded the data model. Yeah. And we really see this as an opportunity to leverage the infrastructure that's in the market, working with yourselves. And to not just leverage the infrastructure, but also have to make it easier on clients to move from where they are today to where they are. Now, our partnership, what makes me very excited about our partnership is that the technology that you bring into this really helps clients make things easier to transition from where with their current setups into a more automated, standardized, digitized future world. Yeah. I'm excited. I feel like we're ready.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a data model that's standardized. We have a community of 400,000 agreements that are already set up and cross-referenced between parties, and the technology that you bring makes it incredibly easy for firms to map their existing data, their existing processes into a future industry solution. What we hope to be is well in advance of some of these coming changes in the market.
Yeah, no, I think Acadiasoft is the home for this stuff. I mean, without doubt. I think the industry has decided that already. So it's just a question of broadening the scope and making sure that we really solve the standardization complexity equation nicely for people. And I think we're going to do that.
Me too. Thank you, Mike, for sharing your insights. It's been fun, and appreciate having you here today.
I've really enjoyed it, Chris. Nice to catch up.